What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mud doing the companion video to my Raid on Triton video. These are the escalation rules that we are using, Ryan from Red Chair Painting and myself, for our Warhammer 40k campaign, Raid on Triton. So this document tells us what we do in our campaign, the rules, the restrictions, the guidelines, just to make sure that we keep it fun and fresh and, I guess, fair. So players may never field a special or unique character. The campaign is meant to represent your warlord's rise to power, not the continuation of an already famous warrior. And right now I have a company command squad as my warlord. Pretty soon, though, I'm probably going to make Commissar Bane. I'm going to promote him out of the rank and file blob squad commissar ranks into a full-fledged Lord Commissar, but at the moment he is just a regular commissar. So even though this is his story on his participation in the Raid on Triton, my warlord is company command squad. Starting armies consist of 1 HQ and 1 troop choice minimum from your primary detachment if less than 500 points. 2 troop choices are mandatory at 750 and above. Starting armies are allowed an additional 2 troops, 1 elite, 1 fast attack, or 1 heavy support. Players may not field the following until games reach 750 points. And so we are at 750 points now. So on Sunday, when we have our second game, we can include the following. Vehicles, aside from... So you couldn't have vehicles before unless they were dedicated transports. Now we can. We can include flyers, armor saves of 2+ or better, toughness of 6 or better, monstrous creatures, and large blasts. Players are strongly encouraged to add new units or bolster new ones, bolster old units, rather than change them out completely. This creates a balanced gameplay-wise, with both armies adapting to the other and represents your warlord's growing forces. This can be a hard and fast rule if agreed upon before then. So this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. Elites start with a war gear allowance of 40 points. All other choices start with a war gear allowance of 25 points, unless they must be taken. So that means that that really limits the amount of like plasma guns, armor, the different kinds of things like voxes. I don't know if that applies to like commissars. I think to get commissars into a unit, you have to spend so many points out of the platoon war gear options. But I'm going to assume that that's not included in it because it's a whole nother person. And I want to start including some things like the Master of Fleet for my guys, and that comes out of the options allowance too. So I'll talk to Ryan about that, but yeah, pretty much that's my plan. So war gear, that kind of limits, like I said, the amount of plasma, melta I'll be able to put into my veteran squads and all that. Unit experience. So the units gain experience over time, and I'll do a little follow-up video from my last 500-point battle about kind of tabulating up all of the experience points my guys got. They didn't get too much. There's not enough to get anything really, but here's a little rundown. You can give your unit special rules if they have enough experience points. You can upgrade the stats of your characters and warlords if they have enough experience points. But like I said, we only played 500 points we only played a 500-point battle a couple weeks ago, so probably neither of us are going to be taking advantage of this. It's just so that we can see them, think long-term, long-range plans for them. And finally, if your warlord gets killed by the end of the battle, like mine did, his Autarch survived the first battle, but they roll on this chart. Mine rolled for, I had cracked ribs, which means -1 weapon skill, -1 initiative for my company commander. I'm thinking of giving him either a power fist or a power sword or a power axe, something to deal with that Eldar, because there's no way that initiative will ever matter, because Eldar are just so fast. But a nice strong strength higher than twice of his toughness punch to the face might be the way to go. And that's it. These are the rules that we're using for our campaign. Like I said, I hope you guys got a little bit of a perspective for how we're going to be running our games from now on. The plan is, cross fingers, Ryan and I keep growing our forces. He's got his Eldar, and I've got my Death Corps of Krieg. We keep adding to it, and hopefully get to 2,000 points by the end of this league campaign, whenever that is. It's just the two of us playing it, but we suggest that you do it yourself and use these rules and whatever in your own games, in your own gaming club. If you're not already familiar with any kind of campaign setting, it's a lot of fun. Gives you great opportunity to think of some cool character stuff and fluff and flavor for your armies, like I'm doing with Commissar Bane. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next video. Laters!